Welcome in. Gonna do something a little different today, a solo episode for y'all. And a lot of questions that I've been getting lately around coaching, and especially as I've been teaching a new wellness class over at Tribe, which is called M3, Movement, Meditation, and Mindfulness. And us, the group and myself, have been discussing a lot about breath work and breath control. And there's a lot of misnomers out there in the world around breath control right now. Some of that I think is a good thing. It means that more and more people are getting into it. It means there's more teachers. It means there's more interest. It means there's more practitioners. The negative side, though, is there's a lot of people out there with a little knowledge who are, in essence, dangerous. You've heard that saying before, a little knowledge. You have enough knowledge to make you dangerous. I think that's really what's happening out there with instructors of breathwork and practitioners. So what I'm going to do right now over the next 10 to 15 minutes is teach some basic breath work. And what I'm going to teach is, in essence, the foundational way or style of breathing that then you can build upon, almost like learning how to do a basic squat in the gym. And then once you learn that, then you can start to do more complex movements. But you really got to understand how to do the foundational work first in a way that's safe, that is nurturing to your nervous system, that's not agitating or even aggravating, and in a way that feels good and in a way that is helping you feel like you're progressing and learning. And then once you understand how to breathe in a very conscious, controlled way, and your nervous system understands what's happening, then we can bring in more exotic breath works and meditations and mantras and visualizations. But at first, let's start with the breath. But there's a beautiful way to start breathing techniques or practices. And I would even suggest doing this before you meditate. And think of this as like a warm up. Again, I talked about the squat. You're not going to go from your office chair to doing squats in the gym. You're going to warm up, going to mobilize, and you're going to loosen up first. The same thing with breath work and meditation. It's really hard to go from being at work, being in an Uber, talking to your partner, just slamming a cup of coffee to then instantly meditating and being one with the universe. That's a pretty big gap for most of us. I know, one or two people out there that can pull that off. I've been practicing breath work and meditation for 15 years, and I could do it once in a while. And sometimes I find it still takes me quite a long time to warm up before I'm even ready for my breath work or meditation practices. So the first thing you can do, and this is a technique I learned from my teacher, Jean Mazet, is close your eyes. And this technique is called finding the breath that's right for you. I would even say it's not a technique, because the second you start to think of it as a technique, you're already having pictures in your mind of how to do it, or if you're doing it right, or if you're fucking it up, and just know you're not. And all you're going to do is begin here by inhaling and exhaling through your nose, nice and soft, nice and gently. And as you do that, you're going to begin to find what's called the breath that is right for you. And what is the breath that's right for you in this moment, right here, right now? Okay, how much inhale do you need to bring in to fill yourself up? How much exhale do you need to release, to let go? And then what's that perfect pace of inhale and exhale for you in this moment, right here, right now? Not in the last, not in the next, but right now. How much inhale, how much exhale, and what's the pace? What's the tempo that feels right to you? Could be faster than last time, could be slower than next time, that doesn't matter. Feel into this moment in your body, in your breath, in your mind, and notice, and even ask yourself, what do you need? More inhale, more exhale, the same? No right answer, just what's perfect for you right now. And as you begin to find the breath that feels right to you, you're going to start to feel a sense of release or relief in your mind, in your body, a sense that everything in this moment is happening just as it should be. It's unfolding just as it's supposed to be. Doesn't mean you like it. Doesn't mean you agree with it, but there's an acceptance that this moment is unfolding just as it's supposed to be, perfectly. This is the exact moment I'm supposed to be teaching this. This is the exact moment you're supposed to be listening to this. And then you'll know you found the breath that's right for you when you feel a sense of relief or release in your mind, your body, your spirit, a sense that everything's okay. And then breathe into that, breathe into yourself. And if that's hard to find, do less, fix less, control less, and simply be present with what is. Good, bad, negative, anything in between. Simply be with it. Observe it, be curious. That's the initial step into breath work and meditation. Find the breath that's right for you. Eventually, you'll realize that find the breath that's right for you is a metaphor. Find the partner, find the teacher, find the podcast, right? Find the technique, find the job. Whatever's right for you in the moment, do that. And then learn to build that relationship and trust that you know what's right for you in every moment, right? And then do your best to do that, to lean into that. Okay. Now, the next thing that I really want to focus on for today is called one-to-one breathing. And this is the foundational breath work I was talking about. And once you have this down, and mind you, this can take up to a year to really get and really to understand how to do this, the effects of it, how to feel comfortable with it. But one-to-one breathing or one-to-one breath in Sanskrit translates as samavriti. Samavriti meaning same wave or same fluctuation. Something I was talking about in class last week is at first our minds fluctuate like this, okay? And our breath patterns fluctuate like this as well. What we want to learn over time is to reduce the fluctuations of the mind so that our mind starts to do this, okay? What we don't want to do is flat line. That means we're dead. We want emotions. We want feeling. We want to be alive. So get rid of any picture in there that says or showing you that you need to be some perfect yogi sitting on a mountain, not having feelings. Like, get rid of that shit. That's not going to help you. It's not even attainable. It's not even what we want. We want to reduce the fluctuations of the mind, just as it says in the Yoga Sutras. That's the purpose of yoga, at least one of them. So samavriti, same wave or same breath. And what that means is one-to-one breathing. Your inhale length and your exhale length will start to match each other. So one-to-one simply means they're the same in and the same out. I like to teach it with a 4 count in and a 4 count out. All right, so from here, close your eyes, slightly restrict the back of your throat. Maybe you make an audible inhale sound through your nose. And as you inhale through your nose, start to inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. On your own, inhale for a 4 count. Fill through the nose. And then exhale for a 4 count. Empty through your nose. Okay? If 4 is too much, decrease evenly, maybe 3 in, 3 out. If you're feeling like you have some more room, some more capacity, you can increase up to a 10 count in and a 10 count out. Okay, do a couple rounds there, then we'll add on. Even inhale. Even exhale. Nice. And if you could hear the sound of my breath there, what I'm going to offer you to do now is start to smooth out your breath so that your inhale and your exhale become the same pace, the same sound, the same wave, almost as if you could take your breath and put it on an ironing table and start to iron it out. Okay, and remove any sputters, any edginess, any jaggedness, just smoothing out any wrinkles in your breath from inhale to exhale. Okay, and as you do that, if I were to listen to your breath, would I not even be able to tell the difference from your inhale and your exhale? That's how similar they are. That's how much they sound the same. They feel the same. The texture, the pace, right? Inhale 4. And exhale 4. Nice. Do a couple more rounds there on your own. You're doing it perfectly. All right, finish the round you're on. When you're done, you can bring your chin to your chest. You can close your eyes. Take a moment. Notice what feels different. Notice how you feel. Notice what feels different. And when you're ready, open your eyes, come back into the room. Okay, so very simple technique. One-to-one breath. All it means, again, is your inhale length and your exhale length are the same. Could be 3 in, 3 out, 4 in, 4 out, 10 in, 10 out. You're going to find the breath ratio that's also right for you. So what this is doing, at least from my experience, is it is teaching you to, 1, control your breath. That's what pranayama means, breath control or energy control. And as we learn how to control our breath, well, what we're actually learning is how to control our mind, because the breath and the mind are linked. What do I mean by that? How do you know that's true? Well, last time you were stressed, think about, did you breathe high and shallow into your chest or low and slow into your belly? Right? When you're stressed, you know, we all know, we're breathing high, fast, and constricted up into the chest, and even just into the collarbones. When we're relaxed, like a baby or a dog, we breathe low and slow into our bellies. Okay, so now you know your breath can change how your mind works, and that also means that your mind can change how your breath works. It's a very cool tool once you understand that. Like, oh, I'm feeling stressed. Well, if I control my breath, inhale 4, exhale 4, I do that for 10 rounds. Now I can smooth out my breath pattern. I start to smooth out my thoughts, my emotions, and eventually and ultimately my life. Because that's what we're doing. We're not learning breath control or techniques for the sake of it, not because they're cool or if they're fun. We're learning them because they're tools to transform how we feel and how we live. Once you get that, then you go, man, what other technique you got for when I'm tired? What else you got for when I'm unmotivated? What else you got for when I'm really anxious? Well, there's all different ones, but they all kind of develop off of this initial breath work of Samavriti, one-to-one breath. Also, over time, as you start to use more one-to-one breathing, it almost starts to like chisel away, okay, at emotional wounds or psychic wounds or physical pain or fears. And just slowly over time, it kind of just slices away one layer, one molecule, one cell of fear or doubt. And one day you wake up and you go, you know, I feel different. Well, what's different from yesterday to today? Well, it just took 40 days of doing the technique, or it took 4 years of doing the technique for it to finally kick in and be tangible enough for you to feel it, because it's always been working, right? Even the initial intention of wanting to learn breath work or wanting to learn meditation or wanting to learn how to change your life, it's already working simply by having the intention. It's been so subtle and you haven't been trained enough to feel those like little fingernails, what are they called? Little hangnail. But after a while, you go, ooh, that little thing's bothering me. It's not as big of a wound. But that's happening. Trust that's happening. Okay? I'm talking to you from almost 20 years of practicing yoga and meditation. Just trust the process that this is happening. I wouldn't be telling it to you. I wouldn't be teaching to you if this wasn't true, at least for myself. I can only speak for what works for me. You got to find out what works for you. So know that there's just this slight gnawing down or chiseling, kind of like a sculptor, slowly just chipping away. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can start to see the picture. I can start to see this beautiful model underneath. Well, the beautiful model underneath is you. You just couldn't see it because there's too much fear and doubt and obstacles and attachments and aversions around your mind that are clouding your ability to see present reality. Kind of like the bright light behind me. It's not bright. Yours it's dim. It's shrouded. Mine was too. It still is. But as we get more aware, more enlightened, we get more light into our lives and more light into who we are and how we're showing up. So this breath work, one-to-one breath, practice it. I would highly suggest that you practice it for 40 days straight. I don't care how long you do it, but every day you do it for 40 days straight. Start with the breath that's right for you. Cue into your breathing once you feel a shift, then switch to one-to-one breath. Maybe it's a minute, maybe it's 5 minutes, maybe it's 10 minutes. But do this every day for 40 days. And at the end of 40 days, notice, do you feel different? Do you feel better physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? Do you feel more present, less stressed, more joy, more energy, less of those things? You got to find out for yourself how these techniques work and if they work, okay? I'm only, again, telling you from my own experience. That's all I can speak from. Now, the caveat here is if you miss a day, let's say you get to day 20 and you miss a day, guess what? You get to go back to day 0. And now you restart again, 40 days in a row. No excuses. But again, we don't care how long you meditate for, how long you do your breath work for. All we want to know is, did you do it? Did you have the discipline to change your life, to change the patterns of your life and do something differently? Right? If you want things to change, you have to change. You have to do things differently if you want your life to be different. Right? If nothing changes, nothing changes. You've heard that before. There's a reason that we have these adages. There's a reason we have these sayings. So you've got to change your actions if you want to change your life. Breath work is one of the simplest ways that you can start to do this daily, right? You can do it in a meeting, into your belly, low and slow, and no one will even know. And you're sitting in there breathing into your belly. focused, calm, present. You start to play with extra cards in your deck that other people aren't playing with because they're just living from this constricted, distracted mind. And you're starting to go, oh, I can feel my energy. I can feel my breath. I can feel my emotions. I can hear my thoughts. I can feel energy in the room. Man, it's kind of not fair what I'm cueing into because I've trained myself to be present. So I highly encourage you to practice one-to-one breath for 40 days straight. If you have questions on how to do it, I am more than happy to help. You can email me, get on my newsletter. Just go to my website, nickpaladino.co, click on the link for my ebook around transforming your life. You'll get on my newsletter. You can email me there. If you want private help, if you want one-on-one coaching on how to do this, I've been doing that for 10 years. It's some of my most favorite work. And it's only for a few people that really want to dive in and learn how to do it. So if you're up for it, I'm up for it. Reach out and we can see how we can help each other from there. All right, practice this. Don't share it yet. You're dangerous. You don't have enough technique or enough familiarity with this technique yet to be sharing it. So practice it for yourself first for 40 days, all the way through. If you miss a day, go back to 0. Don't beat yourself up. Be nice to yourself. And at the end of 40 days, notice how you feel. Reach out, share what you learned, and ask me if you have some questions. But this technique has the power to transform your life.